Hello and welcome back to next GamePass Game in 30. Today we're playing Galacticare. Now I don't think I've ever played this game before. The art style looks quite familiar, but it might be because it's other games of this style. But yeah, for those who don't know how this Game Pass Games in 30 works, basically when we press start, if there's a cutscene, we watch the cutscene. We don't actually start the 30-minute timer until we actually physically play the game. Once we start playing the game, we start the 30-minute timer. Um, if we enjoy the game, we add it to a separate list, and they're games we will play on the Tuesday and Thursday. The games we will complete the main story of. If they're games that we're like, yeah, they're fun, but we'll probably won't record them or keep on. But if they're games that I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in this, I'll just delete it, and we'll tick it off my list of games we played. The list I have is basically anything new that come out plus the Game Pass games from the November of last year is what I took a picture of. We're going through all them. If any games are missing, we'll end up buying them and add them to the list later in this like at the end. At the moment, we're playing the games that are on the Game Pass now, as of when we play this game. Record it. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump in and play some Galacticare. Chapter 1. Ordination.
Greetings, Director. Let me be the first to congratulate you on your appointment. Ms.
Okay.
Ryan and I are excited to see how you'll rise to the occasion. We're establishing our first facility right here in orbit around Earth. Ms. Ryan is already on site. Let's get this thing kicked off, shall we?
Yeah, let's go. Let's jump in. Chapter 1. Orbitation? Orientation. Fuck's sake. So bad. This is taking a while to load, isn't it?
Glistening before you and silhouetted against the green marble of Earth is Galacticare's newest high-orbit station and
Okay.
your first hospital. I'm
Cool.
Heal, the AP assigned to all of Galacticare's extrasolar operations. Think of me as your personal assistant, for it is my duty to assist you in all things healthcare as we strike out amongst the stars.
Okay.
Soon, patients from all throughout the solar system will darken our halls, bringing with them all sorts of awful maladies and excretions. Medibots on standby, Director. Before then, Ms. Orion wishes to fire the starting gun personally. I'm sure we'll be receiving a call from her any moment now. Yeah, and there she is.
Incoming calls can be identified. Take your time to answer them. When you're ready, continue. Select the character. May react to waiting unexpected. Okay.
The prompt at the bottom right of your user interface will answer her call. There's no rush. Contacts will wait for you to answer.
Bonjour, guten Tag, Moshi Director, and welcome to Galacticare. It's time to bring this dream of ours to life. I can't wait to see this hospital up and running. Personally, I'm not one for all this nitty-gritty management stuff.
I have started the
I'd much rather
timer.
be in the lab, so that's why you're here. Remember, if you ever feel lost, you can review your objectives in the top right corner of your interface.
Yep.
Take it away, Heal.
Thank you, Mom. Director, let's start with a particularly fun section. Calibrating sensors and perspective. Yes, we'll be panning, rotating, and even zooming your camera. Both in and out, mind you. Thrilling stuff. Your objectives should be displayed now. If they're not, then everything is broken, and it may be simpler for you to resign. Look at us go, spinning around like a gyro. I feel vaguely ill. Now, there was something else I was supposed to be doing. Oh, yes. There's the hospital. Patients and preventing death, profit, and so on. Very well, then. To do healthcare, we will require both a reception desk and a diagnosis room. Let's
Okay.
first place a reception desk so that we can process patients as they arrive. I've highlighted the menu in which you will find said desk.
Let's do a double. How do we know which way they're gonna come in? Anyway.
Wonderfully placed. Now all we need is a diagnosis room. Ms. Orion should be calling with the details momentarily.
The diagnosis room is our patient's first step on the road to recovery. It's where we evaluate what's gone wrong with their meaty bodies. Also, tiny spinny drones come out of it, which is very cool and entirely necessary.
Let's get that diagnosis room up and running. If you're ever unsure what to do, select any of your objectives and I'll help to point you in the right direction.
Okay, we're gonna have to make an actual
I
room.
understand the robotic receptionist is quite distracting, but we will also need a diagnosis room, lest our patients be left to wait themselves to death. Unless that's your plan, in which case, due to my mandate, I can but applaud your unconventional take on healthcare. With the room selected, you can now begin to place the blueprint. Choose a starting point, shape it to your desired footprint, and click Build to confirm. Wonderful. However, an empty room will not by itself facilitate the healthcare. We must first place a door, and then the room's required objects. In the case of diagnosis, we need a desk and a display. Your construction display will show you simple, easy methods to improve your room's value. Potted plants are all the rage at the moment. Not my cup of tea, personally. Now, a replica of an XTC 5000 block engine. Well, my word, Director, I'm mere satisfaction from the thought alone.
How do I delete stuff? How do I delete stuff? Let's do it here.
Yeah, that's the diagnosis room ready. Now,
Yep.
the treatment room. Ms. Orion will be in touch with the juicy details.
Skin! Everyone has it.
There's a
Unless they have
3
an
by
exoskeleton,
4.
or nothing at all. The Skin Lab uses proprietary chemicals to coat our patients in a gentle foam, which strips off their outsides and rebuilds them from scratch. It's relatively painless. I use the Skin Lab instead of a shower sometimes.
Excellent. We have our first rooms. More to come, I'm sure. However, I think there's still something missing. As we're a healthcare organization, we will need some doctors. Pop open the recruitment menu on the left-hand bar and review your various candidates. And there they are, Director. You can see their name, species, and traits that are unique to them. We currently have Ode and human candidates, and are restricted to them for reasons which I can assure you are culturally sensitive. I'm certain you'll come to find the unique traits of the galaxy's different sapiens particularly helpful for your work. Choose a candidate when you're ready. You can place that newly hired doctor wherever you like, even directly in a room, which will assign it as their primary task. Excellent work. Your new staff will set about their tasks in your rooms, aiding our soon-to-be patients. Doctors gain experience as they work, and more experienced doctors are, as you'd imagine, better at things. Due to capitalism, staff require payment on a regular basis, so do be sure not to overhire and inflate your expenses.
I don't want to have people pay. I don't want to pay people.
Doctors, Director, which will surely excel at treating patients. You should be commended for your ambition. Speaking of which, your legally mandated commendation, known in human society as payment, is yours to claim.
£2,000. Special unlocks.
We are ready to open the hospital. Let's see if we can't get our patients back to their rent pods in one piece. Ready to begin? And away we go. Time to treat some of these poor fellows. Patients are arriving now, Director. They shall scuttle about our hospital and deposit their various detritus within its once sterile halls.
Checks. Do we not have one for like food and shit? Toilets and bins. Toilet pods. Vending machines. Over here.
Our employer is rather keen to introduce you to the Ode. The call icon should be at the bottom right, Director.
Why is it looking for drink? Unless vending machine does food and drink?
Take all that.
The Ode are a curious bunch. Although they're all clones, they revere old age, competing with each other to see who can live in any one body the longest. Once they retired from their dreams of galactic empire, they developed an odd fascination with humanity. It began with crop circles and cow abductions, and ended up in appropriating the most problematic parts of 1950s Earth culture, surf rock, and traditional gender roles. Humans, we love them. They are us, sometimes. Not always, though. Humans are a lot of things, and one of those things is that they're social beings. They'll improve our influence whenever they complete treatments. Also, they've accidentally engineered a dystopia where corporations have become kingdoms. So that's great. Sorry. That's a conversation for another time, I guess.
It appears we've received a patient with a shattered arm. Let's inspect them and see if we can't mend their appendage.
We need fucking seats. No,
Greetings, Direct.
I don't want to do that. Objects. Seat. Where's seats? Seats. Inspect.
Behold the patient panel. I've highlighted the condition track. This fellow's condition requires them to be reboned, and for that, we'll need a boning chamber.
Okay.
The boning chamber. A
4x4.
retrofitted mining machine which chomps fresh, minty new skeletons directly into our patients. An assistant engineer fitted the schematic with internal cameras for personal reasons. That'll teach me to poach staff from Salazan. Anyway, that's all fixed, and it's mostly safe. Mostly.
Okay.
The boning chamber. A fine room indeed. I do rather admire
Boning
the
chamber.
Rather charming, actually. I think I'll call him Harold. I haven't the foggiest idea why.
Boning chamber. 1, 2.
You may find yourself running short on space in our initial hospital area. You can expand to other nearby areas by selecting them and paying a small fee. To whom I'm not sure. Well, now that we've got a few treatment rooms up and running, let's talk about keeping our staff and patients happy. Let's inspect one of our doctors to grasp the full extent of their needs.
Now we need to recruit a doctor, don't we?
Through this panel, we can see the various qualities and deeds that define our doctor. This is their mood.
Staff
A happy
lounge.
doctor will perform their job efficiently, whereas an unhappy doctor is more likely to make mistakes. If their mood gets too low, they may simply leave. You can see the various thoughts and feelings impacting their mood here. For example, witnessing the death of a patient may result in a degree of momentary sadness. Physical needs, like
Only momentary, though.
are fulfilled by vending machines, staff lounges, toilets, and so on. By the looks of things, this individual needs to unwind in a staff lounge.
This one's pretty straightforward. It's a staff lounge. Staff will go in there and lounge. There's a fire pit and everything. We considered a mindfulness cube, but people found the idea nightmarish. So they get this instead. I don't get it. I love the cube. I'll go in there sometimes just to scream at the walls. Great de-stressor.
We'll need to build a staff lounge, lest our employees descend into absolute madness. We should also ensure we provide both staff and patients with places to sit, something to eat, and toilets in which they may relieve themselves.
Wait. So it has to be. Is that it has to be at least 3x3, or it just has to be 3x3? I think it's at least 3x3, right? Corner. Chair next to it. Chair next to that. There's a bin.
The required facilities have been installed, and the number of organics who've relieved themselves in the hospital has slipped under the bar for legal concern. Bravo, Director. You have provided everything organics need for a state of mild comfort.
Yep.
Director, it's time to meet your marginally useful maintenance crew. This is a Medibot. They've been purchased at low cost and reprogrammed to maintain our equipment and clean up various forms of vomit. The robot is waving. Medi, are you waving? Are you waving your awful little hands? It appears that Medi wishes to speak to you. Not to worry, I doubt it has much to say.
Hello, new director. It's me, Medi.
Hey there, mate.
He says I'm a toaster, and that I might actually be useful if I was dropped in someone's bathtub.
Yes, that comment is slightly off out of context, Director, but you may rest assured that Medi has no clue what's going on.
Well, I guess so. Also, he'll keep saying I'm a fake boy, and being programmed to imitate humanity is a disgrace. He's my best friend.
Medi, you don't have any friends because you're not real.
Of course I do. 'Cause you're my friend. And so is this giant creature who's about to eat the station.
Bugger me! What in the world is going on?
Right, mate?
I think it's okay, Heel. It's just a really big alien.
First of all, Medi, it's a colossal. Secondly, please refrain from use of the term alien in reference to non-human sapiens. Director, the alien is somehow hailing us, though not on any identifiable frequency. It's almost as though it's directly pushing buttons inside the station's systems. In the absence of any
electronic and eukaryotic persons of Galacticare, I am Bazanoros Forgoria. Baz is also fine, in the interests of brevity. I developed these painful glowing spots about 4,000 years ago. I wondered if you could come and have a look at me.
Director, this is an opportunity we can't pass up. Colossals are notoriously elusive. Few even get to talk to them, let alone get all up in their biology. Let's help him out. First, you'll need to dispatch a ship from the shuttle bay to take a biopsy. That'll let us take a look at all the deliciously novel gubbins inside our new friend.
Dispatch the shuttle when you're ready, Director. The away mission awaits your order, Director.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it in a sec. I'm just fucking building shit. Okay, we're building more stuff. Staff lounge.
Away mission on standby for your order, Director.
Yeah, I'll be there in a second, mate. Skin lab.
Our shuttle is still awaiting dispatch orders, Director.
We can. And then we want a bone chamber as well. There's that, and now we need seats. Now let's put some decoration in their rooms.
What's up?
Batch.
And away she goes! Our shuttle will collect the sample from Baz via a gentle, non-invasive surgical translocation beam. It feels great. Like scratching an itch. Don't ask me how I know.
Ooh, that feels nice. A bit like scratching an old itch.
Told ya. The shuttle is back with the sample we just took. It'll now be unloaded from the shuttle in an adorable canister. AI-driven medical devices, which behave much like patients do, just with less, you know, brains. We'll need to send it to diagnosis to figure out our next steps. Remember, you can always select the relevant task in the objective window for more information.
Director, we'll want that canister to make it through its diagnosis as quickly as possible. Fortunately, you can set it as a priority.
How? Oh, this.
Hit the priority button here to make sure the canister is seen to as quickly as possible. Prioritizing a patient or canister in this manner will place it at the front of any queue it joins. You should use this for, well, anything you like really, but emergencies in particular.
What seats we can put down? Put down a second seat next to this one.
Baz's skin is remarkable. I've already identified 7 brand new proteins. This will
Okay.
redefine our understanding of what meat can be. Despite his freaky space flesh, I don't see why we couldn't fix him up with a new cocktail from our skin lab. Now it's time for those canisters to go in the other direction. Let's fill some up, load them into a shuttle, and hose down our new friend with a pharmaceutical cocktail strong enough to melt turbo steel beams.
Director, Heel? Some mean-looking mollusk just entered the hospital.
Yes, Mary. Those are vomitongues. They'll bite any sapiens they encounter, causing their victim to evacuate their guts directly onto the floor. Director, Medi is perfectly capable of dispatching these vomitongues himself. But if you fancy it, you can use the station's coils to eject the pests from our mortal coil. Just a little death-based pun for your private enjoyment.
Well, they're going now, so that's fine.
Our canisters are brimming with our new colossal regeneration fluids and waiting in your docking bay. Let's get them sent out. I can't wait to see if this works. If it doesn't, we may all be going to jail. Exciting!
Okay. Once this is
Now ready for your dispatch.
once we've seen this happen, we will be ending today's video. It's not a game that I can see myself playing more of. These games are fun. I do enjoy watching people play them, but I'm not good at them.
Any moment now.
I don't really see myself being good at them, so.
Oh, that medicine of yours really hits the spot. Glad to be rid of that itch. It felt like there was something different about you, and there's the proof. Before I go, I collect trinkets. Things traded or this stabilizing solution as thanks.
Thank you.
Well, I'm off. Thank you, Galacticare. I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
Where is it? I want to put it
Just
up.
treated a higher dimensional talking cetacean.
Baz,
Hold
where
my
is
breath
it?
until my heart rate comes down and map out these new organs. Maybe I'll name one after you.
A delightful performance to watch, Director. The stabilizing solution Baz gave us has remarkable properties. It'll fully replace
Baz.
the health of any patients you use it on. Rather handy if there are specific people you'd rather didn't die. Should you ever have need of more,
Open.
you can make use of the craftium we've been collecting to fabricate them from the inventory panel.
Well, yeah, that's Galacticare. It's one of them games like is it Hospital Point and Zoo stuff. There's a bunch of games that are like it that are really fun, and they're chill. They're very chill to play, but I've never been good at them. I enjoy watching people play them. I think they're really interesting, but I've never been really good at them. So yeah, we're not going to be continuing that. So next today on the list is Gears of War, the original Gears of War Xbox 360. We'll talk about more about that when we get to it. But yeah, we'll see you then. Have a good one.